The Cycle Show, brought to you by ChainReactionCycles.com. Well, if ever there was proof that winning an Olympic road race medal is not quite as straightforward as some may have thought, it's the fact that our first Cycle Show guest this week hasn't got one despite winning everything else in the sport and being regarded as the greatest of all time. It's Eddy Merckx. Eddy, it's a great honour for us to have you here in the Cycle Show. Thank you very much for joining us. And tell us, first of all, how you got here and what you're doing here. You arrived by bicycle all the way from Belgium.
Yes, we start Wednesday from Brussels, and first stage was 125 kilometers to Ypres. Then the day after we go to Midstone. And then the third day we come from Midstone to London by bike to promote the Belgian Paradise cycles. We know that also in London the mayor likes that see much more people on the bike.
He does.
And this promotion for Belgium. Also in Belgium House Paradise you can ride the bike and you can see the different regions of Belgium. So it was especially to promote cycling in the Belgian country.
What did you make of the race yesterday? A lot of disappointment here, obviously. The Team GB weren't able to deliver Mark Cavendish into the sprint that we were all craving, but it's really not that simple. They didn't really have a chance, did they?
No, I think it's very difficult to control the race on a course like this with only 5 riders in the team. So you have 4 riders and Mark, so you cannot control that. And I think the tactic must be different. When you have a break of 22 riders from the beginning, you should have 2 riders on UK in the break, and then they don't work. You're waiting, and if the other riders don't ride, you have 2 riders. They are fresh for the final, and then you can also have an Olympic medal. You know, it's good if everything is in a bunch, in the group together. But it's impossible to control 200 riders with 4 people. That's impossible.
Were you impressed with how Team Sky managed to control all of the breaks and everything that happened in the Tour de France?
Yeah, but there was 9 riders. No, it's not 5. That's completely different. And also you have climbs and things like that. And also you have other teams also working for sprinters. Here, the Olympics, especially in the UK, everything was riding that not a rider of the UK going to win.
Yeah. When you were riding the Eddy, you were uncontrollable. Nobody could manage to peg you back. Do you think that those days are gone forever now? Will there ever be somebody like you who can dominate so completely?
Yes, why not? I think I'm a person not of another planet, no?
I don't know. There are people that argue with that.
No, there are big, good athletes like Wiggins, and you can win. Not me. Contador is also a rider who can win Tour de France, Liège-Bastogne-Liège. I'm not the only one.
You were regarded as the cannonball. You were called the cannonball whenever you were cycling. Who first gave you that nickname?
I was a young girl, 12 years old. I was riding the year before with her father in the Peugeot team, and we wanted to start, and the year after I ride for Faima. And she said to her, the father said to her daughter, look, this man will let us nothing. So he's a cannibal. So that's why the name starts.
I know that the French were very fond of Bradley Wiggins halfway through the Tour. Whenever he sat up, whenever Cadel Evans had a puncture and he slowed down the peloton, and they regarded him as Le Gentleman. They called him Le Gentleman Wiggins. When you were riding, everybody regarded you as ruthless. Would you have sat up in the way that he did in this year's Tour?
Absolutely. I think because I used to be fair, no? I think especially like this, it was people who put some clothes on the road, and I think it's fair to wait. What Wiggins was doing is really a gentleman, and I will do the same.
Mm-hmm. I asked you before if you felt it was possible that there could be a single rider like you who could dominate so much again, but surely we'll never see somebody winning virtually all of the jerseys of the Tour de France in one year. The best climber, the best sprinter, and the highest up the GC. That can never happen again, Eddy. That must just have been a phenomenal year for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think '69 was for me a great year, and yeah, I was very motivated to France because in '68 I wanted to go to the France with the national team, but right for the first year with FIMA, and FIMA was an Italian sponsor, and I have to do the Giro. And on 23 years old, I think it was too much to end the classics and the Giro and the Tour de France, and so. But '69, I was very motivated to win the Tour, and yeah, it's a kid dream come true.
It's an incredible dream and an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
One of the things I read about you was that the Tour organisers were worried at that stage in the early '70s that you were so dominant you were going to ruin the spectacle, and they were actually considering asking you not to ride. Is that true?
No. No, I didn't go in '73 because there was some bad atmosphere all before, because I will be the first foreigner who win 5 Tour de France on the road. And so that in '73 I did the Vuelta, because the Vuelta at the time was in April, and the Giro. So and the 3 was too much, and that's the reason why I didn't go in '73. But maybe it was a mistake, and after that I could win. But Tour de France is the most important race, but it's not the only race. And also it's important Milan-San Remo, it's also important Paris-Roubaix, Giro d'Italia, all the races. It's only the Tour de France important, then you have not to organize other races.
Yeah.
And cyclists is more than the Tour de France.
Yeah. Do you think, therefore, for the British public that are so disappointed that they didn't get to see Mark Cavendish winning gold here on their home roads, that is something that they should be reminded, is that what was achieved already this year by British riders in the Tour de France will always eclipse anything that they might achieve in the Olympics?
No, okay, Olympics is a one-day race, and on a one-day race everything can happen. No, on Tour de France it's 3 weeks, but I never saw so much people on the road as yesterday. It was unbelievable. People are incredible. I think more than 1 million people were on the road and stayed for hours there. It's incredible. I was very impressed about the people here in the UK. Yeah. Unbelievable.
In Belgium, cycling is a national sport. Do you think that could happen here?
When I say yesterday, were many people who have on the roads for sure, and especially riders like you have now Wiggins from Cavendish. For sure, cycling will be very popular.
Who do you most admire at the moment, Eddy? Who do you think, is there anybody at the moment that is carved in your own image? Is there somebody that can be as dominant as the Cannonball? Who do you look at now to perhaps be, I mean, I know that Peter Sagan, for example, is mentioned as the new Merckx.
Yeah, in the classics, yeah, but I think in the stage races, he's not good climber enough, I think, so you have to lose much more weight. And but also yesterday was a one-day race, and Sagan was also not there, so you cannot win every race, but I think the completest rider today is for sure Contador. Yeah. He's very good on time trial, he's a good climber, and I think next year will be very nice to see Contador between Wiggins for the winning of the Tour de France.
Yeah, it'll be interesting again to have a lot of the top rivals back again for the Tour de France. Team Sky and Team GB have achieved quite a lot in a few years. Do you think they can now go on to dominate cycling for another few years to come?
Absolutely. I think it's very good organized, very professional, and they are very good trainers. And I think, he can stay for sure for more years on the top.
How would you have coped at the top level whenever there were team orders and people off the roads perhaps making decisions? Would you have coped with that very well if someone told you not to attack at this point? Would you have listened to the race radio if you were riding nowadays?
No, I don't think so. You have to feel the race. You have to see who your competitors are, and when you feel the moment is to attack your competitors, you have to attack, and not waiting to the spot they say attack. That's I think much more improvisation, as otherwise it becomes PlayStation.
Yeah, well, we certainly don't want it to get to be as boring as a computer game, and at the risk of boring you now, Eddy, I'll throw some questions to the floor, if yes. That's okay. I'm sure there's lots of other people that want to ask questions, not just me. Yes?
Hi, Eddy. You've mentioned the Tour de France isn't the only race. What's your favourite race and why?
For sure the Tour de France, because it's the most important race. And also because, when you're a kid, That's during the holidays. You watch more the cycling because it's holidays. So when you play Tour de France in the month of July because the holidays, but I think the Tour of Italy is even nice and maybe more possibilities. The mountains are much harder, but the Tour de France had the best date for organization, and so it's why the Tour de France is the biggest race. Also, you see how many TV channels are present on the Tour de France compared to the other races. It's make also the press make also Tour de France very big.
Hello, Eddy.
Yeah.
One side obviously is your favourite race, and you've achieved pretty well everything. And so I wonder now, any regrets or anything you wish you'd achieved but haven't?
No, I don't have no regrets. I think I did a lot of races. I didn't win Paris Tours, but I don't want to give Milan-San Remo for Paris Tours. So I think I did for my hobby. I did a job, and that's the most important thing. So I have no regrets.
A lot of debate now whether or not race radio should be included still in the Tour. When you were racing, there was no race radio. Do you think it's actually a disadvantage now having race radio, that it doesn't make it the spectacle that it was when you were riding?
Well, I think for the security it's important to have a radio. But I think you should have only one or two riders have a radio, and then I think it's more spectacular the race without that everybody gonna have the radio. So because now they know too fast what's riding in the break, no riding, and so I think if only two riders have the radio, it will be more exciting the race.
Hi Eddy, who do you think would win a sprint between Mark Cavendish and Sir Chris Hoy?
Yeah, but it's completely different. No, I think on the track, for sure, Hoy gonna beat Mark. But I think Mark is the biggest sprinter ever. I think you have to make a sprint after. It's different to make a sprint after 200 meters, on the last 200 meters, and after 200 kilometers. There's a big difference. So it's a specialty. It's completely different. You cannot compare.
Given that you brought up the PlayStation, if you had to select three racers across all times, who would you want to race against and be like, I'm beating you?
Yeah, first of all, it's very difficult to compare generations. But I think, I never knows first a copy. Maybe I raced between Jacques Anquetil, but he was on the end of his career. I think Bernard Hinault was a very complete rider. He won 5 Tour de France, 3 Tour of Italy, he won classics, everything like that. And Lance Armstrong is good. Wiggins is also good. So it's very difficult to say. I think you cannot compare generations. I think the most important thing is that you be the best of your generations. And comparing the generations is very difficult. I think I was the best in my generation.
Of any generation, Eddy.
Eddy, there's a lot made in cycling today of marginal gains about psychology and about the equipment and about nutrition. Did you worry about what you ate and how you ate when you were racing?
That's for sure. It's much more professional now than in our time. There was not nutrition, and also the material is completely different. And I think also the riders are going faster now, especially climbing, because the better material. And also I think the nutrition is much better now than it was in our time. It's much better now than in our time. We take care to eat, but maybe we eat too much meat. And that was in that time was like that, and but now it's much more professional.
And the old cognac?
No, cognac, no. After the career, it's better. Wine.
Yeah. The cannibal was bound to be too much meat, Eddy.
No, but in our time, for sure, the riders eat too much meat, and especially in the morning. They say you have to take a steak before, and that was completely wrong.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Yes, yeah.
Hi, Eddy. We've talked about gentlemen's and men's races. What about ladies? I mean, obviously in the last few years, it's amazing what the ladies have done on the road. What do you think But today, what's your prognostic?
You know, I think the ladies, lady cycling is coming up. More and more ladies ride the bike also. So I think it's nice to see also the girls. When we were coming from Brussels to London, we have also a few girls who were riding with us. Gela van der Caveye, who was silver medal in the Olympics, and also one journalist was riding with us, and another girl, and they're riding very good. Yeah, it's nice to see it. And today, it's difficult to say, yeah, Bos is for Netherlands, but we hope Belgium.
Eddy, it's been a great privilege for us to have such a cycling legend here, the Muhammad Ali of cycling, the greatest of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, please, for Eddy Merckx. Thanks, Eddy. The Cycle Show, brought to you by ChainReactionCycles.com.